let them know that it's
Japanese.
Okay, Japanese. English, and
Take up my glasses of
Yes.
just all comes up. Colors.
Yeah, you're right. It's a different visual experience.
Someone was having a conversation to work about all these policies in the country that I missed out on, and would think with all the abundance of information, we would be ideally more informed, and also gives more room for people to, go in one year, one out, and I'm thinking, so much going on in this culture, that culture, this culture. I think some of us just rely sometimes on what we hear around us. And then it becomes that he said, they said, facts.
What they want to hear.
What they want to hear.
Do you know how many languages?
It's like English, Japanese,
Armenian.
Yeah.
Good recognize.
Yeah, it's easy to London. So a couple more people want to come in, and so we're gonna wait around 6 months, and then we can stop.
I saw you perform one of the elevator residents, started singing.
Yes.
You got the whole day, right?
Yes.
You put it
I don't think so.
together.
No, 2 nights.
Oh,
These can be.
but it's only today's the only day, and then tomorrow it's gonna.
Well, tonight is.
Oh, tonight's gonna.
Yeah.
It's in the moment.
Present moment. Characters, Japanese characters, and the blacks, that's it.
It's Japanese, Chinese,
the word that means Swiss, and it's not related to, there's no other, it's not like, like.
So what's the origin of these? What's these?
It came out about it originally, it was a never language, it was a language that was spoken 2,000 years ago. So there's no language. You could actually study it. So that was modern Arabic comes from Hebrew, Arabic and Hebrew are very close. And then Armenian comes from it, and which is completely. I just know it's one of some years. People who still use Aramaic, Jewish
Right.
And people who know sort of, it's related, it's like more of the Western languages come from, a lot of the European languages come from Latin.
Right.
So they sort of try to put languages to that French, that's what I like. Like the only places that use Jewish people and then, I don't know, that's okay. There's literature about people who study, they still study. But it's not spoken about. Armenian, is remotely related to. There was some of the best.
Yeah, it's a six. Yeah.
But there's a.
Yeah.
On and on.
No, that's to do like, oh, music.
Everybody is, is very new to,
Yes. Yeah, she's this. It's very intentional. Don't even say that. Too, when you really think about what you're doing with the walking.
Yeah, if it's not so bad. It's a limited time. Working hours. We are the first facility in Colonel Road 410 campus. We have 6 artists who rotate every season. We have their perspectives because we also have a curator that does a show, curated shows that are on top of our I'm also involved in that.
Oh, I definitely.
Well, we have a partnership here.
We started, I don't know.
Which
And we have all sorts of really interesting organizations from, environmental justice for young women to the Taiwanese American Council. It just varies, so, yeah.
It's like when it was just getting started and they were bringing some nonprofits and on artists.
And I host, do like a drawing art therapy workshop once a month for folks that come by. We all meet it.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No, just, how do you get your present and what locations?
Give me your questions.
Okay. It is a positive of maybe that I'm just guessing that perhaps I don't quite understand. I mean, I don't have to, I'm just curious. And I'm also gonna ask why it's on your left arm. Are you left-handed, right? Okay, that explains it, okay.
So.
Also, on the Chinese close, just so I can hear you, because when people are speaking.
So, it's funny to say that because the final symbol on it, there's three layers to it. The final symbol, there's three dimensions.
Well, we don't have the point prices, so we have to.
Yeah.
Are we sitting here? Sure. Right.
Good evening, everyone.
I'm sorry.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. Javier, konbanwa. Thank you for coming tonight. My name is Eiko. I'm Hiroshima born and New York-based artist. I make site-specific, person-specific art. My theme is language, perception, and being present. I want to introduce a bit about my work, and then welcome the next special speaker, the Reverend Sherry Dumia from the New York Christ Church. She will conduct the walking meditation around my work. Thank you, Sensei. I produced this work for the first time in Hiroshima in 2018. It was more vivid colors I used. The petals were made of advertisement. They are about cars, mobile devices, real estate, or sales at supermarkets. I encourage the audience to lie down on the paper mandala to think about the end of life, which is built with all the consumed items. This time, I developed the work made of multiple language newspapers, including very, very precious Armenian newspapers, arranged by Chris. So So that's why this piece become science-specific work. In New York, there are 200 plus different languages spoken. People of multiple races live. So we are in interdependence regardless, we notice it or not. This show's title is Present Moment. Since I lost my mother, I always think of how I live today, which is very present moment. I am so grateful as we share this moment, and I will be honored if you think of what this work means to you today. Before I pass the mic to Sherry Sensei, I'd like to thank Thelma and Chris. Without your generosity and open-minded and love, this would never happen. So thank you so much. So here is Reverend Sherry.
Thank you for coming tonight. This is really very special, and many of Eiko's friends and my friends who are here, so it's a lovely moment to share with everyone. So present moment is something that when we're doing meditation at the American Baptist Church, it's a way that we can focus our thoughts. When we meditate, we say to ourselves, present moment, precious moment. That way, usually when you're meditating, you'll notice all sorts of things come into your head, right? You can't help it. It's just going to come into your head, and it'll be thoughts about what happened yesterday, or anticipation about tomorrow, or somebody bothered me this morning, and all these things get churning in our heads, and it's really hard to then focus. So present moment is about right now, being present right now, and it helps us in a very, in a very real way, to let go of all those other things that are in our head. They'll come back again. And then we say present moment, precious moment, and they'll go away. So as you're meditating, it becomes easier then to focus. But in the beginning, you know that your head is going to be full of all sorts of things. So, and with meditation, being able to be present right now is what we aspire for. Being able to be fully engaged in what is happening right now, in this moment, at this time. So that is something that meditation helps us with that, letting go of all of the things that keep on cropping into your head and bothering you. But being able to meditate, you are able to then fully live, fully enjoy yourself in the moment. So today we're going to, I said to Eiko, I was going to tell you a little bit about the New York Church. You might not know where it is. It's on the Upper West Side. It's on 105th and Riverside, 105th and 106th and Riverside. It's in an old mansion, actually, and it's the church itself has been around since 1938. So it's gone through difficult times, World War II, when the Japanese Americans were put into internment camps, many on the West Coast, and there was a lot of pressure and prejudice against the Japanese community at the time. And so one of the reasons why it's called a church is to kind of assimilate into the society. So there were a lot of things that now they seem a little bit odd because they're called ministers, not priests. exactly, or we have a church, we have services that are like Christian services. But the whole idea was that we wanted to be part of the larger community. And now it's become much more diverse, I think, in terms of the population. And many people are interested in Buddhism. And so our thoughts about, and Joshishu, which is our particular school of Buddhism, is a school that was open to everyone. The whole idea of only certain people can practice Buddhism, or only if you have, special time or a lot of time to be able to go and isolate yourself and meditate. That is not our practice. Our practice is about really living right now. And our thoughts are about being open to everyone. Whoever you are, come as you are, is what we think. You don't have to be special. You don't have to have special talents, or, we are very open to the whole community. And so it's different from a lot of other schools you might have been exposed to, where you have to be able to come at a certain hour and meditate for a period of time. So we are much more open and welcoming. So, and we are very serious also about our practice, which is about living our daily lives. So what I'm going to do today is we're going to start with the walking meditation, which is one of the forms of meditation that we do when we have our meditation sessions. We do chanting, bowing, sitting, walking. There are different ways that we do meditation. And the walking meditation is one thing that we haven't been able to do since COVID, because we're doing everything online. So Brian, who was one of our regulars, he missed so much. So I said, you have to come to this. So when we do the walking meditation, we're going to walk around what we call circumambulation. Circumambulation means to walk around in a clockwise fashion. The object in the center is an object that we are focusing on, that we are getting energy from. And so I think you already have received energy from Eiko's mandala. And so mandalas are different forms of visual representation of the universe, or in this case, I think it's a representation of enlightenment, because the petals are petals of the lotus flower. So I'll read a story later on about what the lotus represents in Buddhism. But so the lotus flower is representation of enlightenment. And so as we walk around, we will, at first it might be difficult, because it's hard to walk slowly, but you'll get into it. You'll get, what we always say, we get energy from each other. We become conscious of each other and our movements. It's not like you're walking not in lockstep with everybody else, but you're conscious, you're aware of people around you. And so you are connecting in a way that is kind of, I don't know, it's such a unique experience, because you start to feel each other. You start to sense other people's breath. And so I'll demonstrate that first. What we're going to do, what we're also going to do is we're going to distribute the petals, and I'm going to do a little ceremony, which is about welcoming the Buddhas into this space. And I'll recite it in English, chanted in Japanese, and then as we do that, there are three intervals where we toss the petals. And I'll signal when I do that. So, maybe should we distribute some of these? I think if you take maybe 9 or 10, you don't have to take a whole lot. We're just going to, every time we toss the petals, I usually toss 3 or 4. And then, this is a, yeah. So the petals are symbolic of welcoming into the space. You take a handful. But portion it out so that you know you're going to be tossing 3 times. Okay. Don't toss them all at once. So if you want to participate, you can come and join us in the circle. And if it's a little crowded, let's spread out a little bit more so there's enough space for everybody. They're very active, those big guys. So the thing that I will be reciting and chanting is called Sambucho. It symbolizes our willingness to open our hearts and minds to receive the teaching. And so the 3 verses are, we respectfully call upon Buddha to enter this space as we joyfully scatter flowers of welcome. So when I finish that, we toss, but we don't have to do it yet. And then the second verse is, we respectfully call upon Shakyamuni Buddha to enter this space as we joyfully scatter flowers of welcome. And the third verse is, we respectfully call upon the Buddhists of the 10 directions to enter this space as we joyfully scatter flowers of welcome. And so I'm going to chant it, and then just follow my lead when I toss. Okay, good. So you can prepare yourself with 3 or 4 petals, and then I'll toss them on the floor. Okay, let's see together. So this is called Sambujo. So we'll now do the very intentionally, we're focusing on every step that we take. So I'll just demonstrate what I'm thinking, okay? So when I take my first step, I lift my left foot, I put my heel down, I put my toe down. I raise my right heel, I lift it, put my heel down, my toe down. So I'm thinking this right now as I'm walking. So that's what you'll be doing, just thinking it, you know, saying it out loud. And as you do that, we're not walking in lockstep with each other. We're just following our rhythm. But some people walk very slowly, some people walk faster. But the thing is that you should pace yourself according to whoever is in front of you. Don't rush them, don't go too slow so the person behind you gets slowed down. So it's like we're conscious of each other as we move around the room. And you'll find that I find that, you know, we are sort of breathing together as one, as we're walking. So it's very intentional, and when we do the walking meditation, after you've sort of gone through the paces of, you know, left heel, left toe, right heel, right toe, then we can start thinking present moment, precious moment. That way your mind will start to clear and you can focus on what you're doing. Focus on your movement, focus on your breath. And so I'll start by signaling the bell, And we're going to try to walk down 2 times. And then when we come back, I'll say the word about again. So, okay. You can begin. So 1 foot. Raise the heel, right foot. Sometimes you're going to feel off balance. Just try to regain your balance and then continue on. Follow your breath. Breathe slowly. Present moment. Precious moment. Let's take some deep. And squeeze our thumbs together and bow to each other. So that's the walking meditation. I'd like to ask if anybody has any reactions to the meditation.
Better than sitting meditation.
Nostalgia.
Nostalgia.
It's very hard to do because in my head, all the craziest things were flashing over wrong, inappropriate, like not. And then I really had to be like, ground spot. And
Maybe you needed a couple more rounds. Yeah, no, that's exactly what happens. You know, your head starts spinning and thinking about things, and then you realize, wow, it's hard to focus and to get rid of all of that. But the more you meditate, the more you do it, the easier it becomes. Well, not really. It's always difficult. But then you see the value of it, right? You see the value of being able to focus and spend time kind of reflecting internally. So, and thank you so much for doing this. It's really interesting.
Thank you.
I was going to read one story, because we always end with a Dharma, the teaching. And it has to do with the lotus, right? I talked about earlier. And I'll just read it to you, and what we usually do is we just read it, listen to it a couple of times, and then you can think about what it means to you now. This is the teaching of Shakyamuni Buddha. So, because Eiko said she was going to do the mandala, focusing on the lotus, I said, let's read the passage on lotus flowers. So if anybody wants to sit down, they need to rest. So this is lotus flowers emerging from the mud. Just as pure and fragrant lotus flowers grow out of the mud of a swamp, rather than out of a clean loam of an upland field, so from the muck of worldly passions springs the pure enlightenment of Buddha. Even the mistaken views of heretics and the delusions of worldly passions may be the seeds for Buddhahood. Enlightenment is a precious pearl. A person must descend to the bottom of the sea, breaking all dangers of the jagged coral and vicious sharks. That person must face the perils of worldly passion in order to secure the precious pearl of enlightenment. One must first be lost among the mountainous crags of egoism and selfishness before there will be an awakening of the desire to find a path that leads a person to enlightenment. And so this passage, when we talk about the lotus flowers emerging from the mud, So the lotus flower, symbolic of enlightenment, it just doesn't bloom by itself, right? It has to come from the muck and the mud. And that's just the same thing as our lives too. You know, we live in a world of confusion, of difficulties, things that we face. But we can rise out of that and become a beautiful lotus flower as it blooms. And I'm sure you've seen the lotuses or lilies, once they come and emerge to the surface, they are just the most exquisite, beautiful flowers that you've ever seen. So it's symbolic of our enlightened beings too, that we cannot just suddenly emerge as enlightened people. We need to go through all the difficulties, the suffering, and so forth, in order to emerge and to become enlightened. So I thought this would be appropriate because of Eiko's thoughts about mandala. And how we do mandala. I could read it one more time if you want to respond to it or just think about it. I'll read it one more time. Okay. Lotus flowers emerging from the mud. Just as pure and fragrant lotus flowers grow out of the mud of a swamp, rather than out of the clean loam of an upland field, so from the muck of worldly passions springs the pure enlightenment of Buddhahood. Even the mistaken views of heretics and the delusions of worldly passions may be the seeds for Buddhahood. Enlightenment is a precious pearl. A person must descend to the bottom of the sea, braving all dangers of the jagged coral and vicious shocks. That person must face the perils of worldly passion in order to secure the precious pearl of enlightenment. One must first be lost among the mountainous crags of egoism and selfishness before there will be an awakening of the desire to find a path that will lead that person to enlightenment. And so this is from the Curated Sutra. So this comes from the many parables that Buddha taught. He took real examples of people's lives and applied that so that they could understand more fully what thoughts were. They weren't like deep philosophical thoughts. This was to be able to reach the commoner, the common person, so that they could relate to the teachings. So that's an example of that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, I just wanted to quickly respond to what you said, Reverend. First, thank you so much for gracing us with your time. When you were reflecting about the mind and the space and the opportunity for growth, it just made me think in the generation I'm in, or just society we're in. We're such a rush culture. Everything's so saturated that everyone feels that, at least in my surroundings, sometimes that they need to be productive about every single moment, and sometimes just be present and allow, right? Strength muscles built during sleep, right? You can't rush a process in healing and recovery, and sometimes just enjoying those moments where you're able to sit by yourself or sit with company and you're not rushed and called to something. Really, really like gave me this like chills about like this moment present that we're in, that we so happen to be here for whatever reason like to believe it's not going to be recreated, and this is something to be sacred about and to worship. So thank you for that.
Thank you. I think that's what Eiko, why she created this piece. And being present right now, and the potential of that too. As you were saying that, I was thinking, yeah, I mean, we're always thinking, planning, okay, the next thing, but we can't enjoy right now, this moment where we're together with this group, where we are connecting with other people. This is so precious. And we, as you know, present moment, precious moment, we have to be aware of that every moment. And with that, I was thinking, you know, you're an artist, Eiko's an artist, and so that's where the inspiration comes from, right? It just bubbles up, right? It just suddenly it's there. And it's because you were open to it. You opened yourself to it. And all of us too, in our daily lives, we just become so engulfed in our own problems, issues, other people's problems, issues. We just can't, we just can't enjoy right now or focus on right now, because we can't be so productive that way. We can be thoughtful and generous with other people. And so I think that's one thing that Shakyamuni taught us, is to be right here, right now.
I also think artists contribute a lot to, for me personally, looking at or experiencing art is one of the few times where I feel like I'm in the moment, because I'm really involved with the art, I'm really involved with the work. I don't have very much else going on, and so I think, having a work of art as part of the focus, as part of what you're concentrating on, really helps you to be in the moment.
But I also think, my mom was European, and when we would go to Europe in summers, you would always sit up your neck with your arms, or your grandmother, and just have tea and talk, and that was part of the ceremony of life, right? And I know there's a parable that you're young, and then you become middle-aged, and you have your own children, and you grow up to be old, you become a tree, and hopefully, have a productive life. But I was at my 20th college reunion 2 years ago, and I saw a good friend, Eiko, and today I was with our common friend. She passed away of breast cancer like in 6 months. And I remember going for a walk with her, and everyone else was like running around, like, where are your kids going to college? And what are you going to do when you retire? And I was like, oh my God, this is so like crazy. Like, it's not just about you, it's about where your children go. And I remember Eiko being, let's just go for a walk. And I'm so happy to take that walk over, because she's not here anymore. And you really, as you get older, or hopefully it's as you get older, and it's not when you're young, but you do lose friends, you realize that nothing guarantees you're going to be here the next day. So this takes added meaning to me. So I was thinking of April when we were all April's my friend, not the month. So anyway, that was fun.
I think the key to me is always understanding the muck that in fact we're in. And most of the muck is really based that we're living in the past. All our decisions are made from things that have happened in the past. And we tend to color our lives that way. I think the idea is that you should be living in the present, and that you should be looking at every situation as if it was a new situation, and appreciate the moment, because it is precious. And that correlation between present moment, things that are happening right now in this room, is the present moment. And recognizing the fact that we're not suffering at this specific juncture in time, and that it is precious, and we should embrace that. And this concept that lotuses grow out of muck, we can't even see that we're in muck. And a lot of it is sort of an aspirational feeling of growth and commitment to that growth of what's in the present and living in the present, not in the past.
I have a question. When you are in the middle of mud, or the bottom layer of the mud is so lost, I mean, I am so lost. Try to breathe, always. Also try to find the light, some hope. But it's so hard that when the I am in the middle of the loss. How could I remember that this is going to, what's the good reminder to keep in mind?
You're asking me?
Yes. Besides doing the walking meditation.
Looking for a recipe.
I think about, CBT, like the psychology movement, like cognitive behavioral therapy, or like don't exaggerate, don't think everything's gone badly because one thing's gone bad, and try to think it was past the moment, and something went bad, and it's just having those positive after. That's what I try to do.
Yeah,
But it's hard, right?
it's very hard. Yeah, I mean, it's, that's what we all, I mean, that's what life is, right? We're constantly facing these difficult moments. And, so the Buddha said things like, let go of your, all those things that are pulling you down, bringing you down. It's difficult because, that's, when you're right in the midst of all of it, it's so difficult. But that's when you can go into yourself and find the strength that's there already. And in our tradition, we think about, we talk about Amida Buddha, who is ever present. It's like the Buddha nature. Most people would describe it as that. And that there is always this ever-present compassion that's there. And there's ever-present wisdom that is there that we need, that we can access, that we can experience because it is there for us. And so that's, in our tradition, that's what we think and we believe in. That compassion is universal. It's not necessarily coming, it does come from other people, but that there's this greater compassion that exists in the world. And so, may be difficult, if you're in the midst of a muck. But also there is something outside of us, or that we are part of, that can help us. So, it's a very difficult conversation, but, I know that there are other answers to this, but, I'm so glad that people raise this issue, because I think it's something that we all struggle with. And that's why we seek, spiritual help. And I think meditation helps us find those parts of ourselves that are strong, that we can access. So, I'm very grateful that everybody came to. It's just, Eiko is always like pushing me. Asking that question. Okay, I gotta turn to somebody else.
I think it's harder in Western, when you talk about Western thoughts of producing and what is important. And like you were saying, there was a time when people went together and they would talk. And a lot of things now are changed. A lot of deprecious, a lot more scarcity. I don't think you've ever gone to Social Security. Everything's gonna be all right. Well, it's just the Western, approach to wellness and religion and calm and keeping the inner strength that you're born with, all the resources in nature, everything that can calm you. I always say hug a tree, but I think it's hard in Western. So I don't know, am I talking anything to you?
No, I understand what you're saying, and I think what you were saying is that, and part of it was COVID too, that we just became very isolated individuals. We no longer had the community that we had before, family, friends. We just became very isolated, even though we saw each other on Zoom or something like that. But that's different from being together with people and sharing and enjoying each other's company and supporting each other. So hopefully, we're going to go back to that with our communities, our different communities. But recognizing it, that it's missing, that it has been missing, is the first step to seeking it, to trying to go out and finding those communities of support. So, thank you so much. I really appreciate this opportunity to talk to people. I'm always learning myself, so. I'm really a good inspiration, so thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for tomorrow night. We're happy to have you guys to come back for other shows and join us. We're online. but you
Thank
can
you so
check it out.
much for hosting this.
No, it's our pleasure. Thank you. Am I going to say?
No, thank you for being here. This is great. It was amazing. Very nice experience.
Eiko, any parting words?
Thank you so much for watching tonight. It means a lot to me. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Don't forget any of your stuff, but if you do, you can always come back tomorrow and pick it up. Send it to them. Yeah. Just have to go up and down the stairs.
Can people take some of that?
Yeah, so what's the date on?
Some home with you. She cut out 4,000 pieces. Please take,
And English, Japanese, and Armenian, of course.
you can make your own design.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Be creative.
Yeah.
Where is the Armenian?
Yeah, there are.
Sort of like,
Does it? Thank you.
Just place them.
One by one, this is, so you can take. Just start it from the center.
And then just let it slowly grow out, and each one is matching up to the other one in that circle.
Yeah, so it's like a diagonal. So it's not blue, so it is a spirit of like a sound going on. Yeah, well, good stuff. Yeah, no, I really appreciate that. That's great. I mean, I'm better every day. It's still gonna be a month or so. But that's a great goal. It's part of the law.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of info out there about this stuff.
Thank you so much. This was really 6 weeks ago.
I know. Maybe this had been done. So,
When did you also because this been open for a while? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, so
I'm interested.
I know exactly right.
Yeah, what's yeah, I mean, we carried like 4 shows last year, basically museums, and then, yeah, we've had 3 shows already, and we're gonna close for summer, and then we'll do it again. So we're looking at the August. 2 weeks later, like, your taxes are Russian. Right? A Greek American. Got it. So we're both not everything. So my grandparents are from, so my grandparents are from, like one generation, well, from West Germany, and then we lived in the orphanages in Greece, Lebanon, kind of, yeah. So every year, I found the person about it, like, I know it's appreciated, like, the Turkish government, but I don't know what's worse, it's like, you've got the Atamians and presidents and person, it's like one demagogue after another. Somewhere, that's like a small country, like Armenia, Georgia. What are we gonna do, like, even if you were like Israel, like in terms of your army, you can't physically defend. I mean, if they want to do is put you off the face of the earth, so it's like, I'm always grappling with that in my head, like, I do work things up the army, and it's possible, and there's this weird, like, that's like, I pray, and just like, go on, but like, the next 100 years, you know? But I know my Greek friends still kind of similar, but Greece is like this one. Yeah. Well, they're also part of that.
Yes.
I don't know, I mean, it's like we're, we're talking about maybe 2021, because they had like their market. And then, even like, there's obviously some much super show, and then there's like a lot of college, and I don't like it before they go and it happens. But it's strange to live in that part of the world and not have an army that can defend. Obviously, they do. An army, but it's lost those 44 days, like, and they didn't have bunkers and like what. So, I grew up in Yorkville, and before that, in Hovsepian. Oh, really? Yeah, I went to private school. Well, I think that's how you do that, like, you know, people kill us. Contest, right, you know? But there are a lot of there were a lot of our teacher grades that got some hundred grades high, but we added like. That's like, a lot of us are orthodox. No, you usually go upstairs and one hallway around the kitchen. But where do you go to school? But what do you want to do, like combo ball? I know an Why did you come out like? Oh, yeah. No, I confess I was like hard time like I also tutor kids like although most of them are from but I don't know, it's really weird. So I'm the first person to like apologize like when I cancel kids like I don't know what cancel kids schools, but I'm kind of like CUNY is a great school, but I guess for example, right? But it's not a great school I have to go back. You know what I mean? It has good professors, and then if you want to travel from your home and go back to your parents every day, but then I also felt like with private schools, like after my junior high school, like some kids ended up going like wrong science or whatever. When you would talk to them, they'd be like every night their kids in my class, and all we do is sit there and memorize. And everyone's very smart, but I felt like I just really appreciated going to whether it was Catholic or Armenian school or St. Patriots, like whatever, like Dalton that you had, like these people that were very invested in you as a person and art and culture, really. Oh yeah, I believe it, yeah. Yeah, I took like a hair history and when I got to